studio. It's open. Follow me. Please close the door behind you.
In the late 80s, New Beat, which originated in Belgium, played a significant role for DJs involved in electronic music. One of the best-known faces surely includes Nikkie Van Lierop, alias Jade for You. Under numerous pseudonyms, she released countless tracks, which she produced mainly together with Maurice Engelen. Later, as part of the producer trio MNO, with projects such as Fantasia and Digital Orgasm, Nikkie was responsible for a number of highlights at a time during which there was a flowing transition from new beat to techno. Towards the end of the 90s, things quietened down for her, which is all the more reason to pay her a visit in her hometown Antwerp and to find out exactly what she's up to nowadays.
I got into professional music making when I was 24. It's many centuries ago. I did an audition for Maurice for Praga Khan, and that's how it all started. He wanted to do this project called 101, Rock to the Beat. And I got to the studio and I had to sing Rock to the Beat, and I thought it was the most boring thing in my life that I ever had to do. Rock to the beat, rock to the beat, rock to... But I couldn't believe how successful that became. Because I came from a completely different background, you know? Funk, soul, disco. And all of a sudden I was thrown into this darker thing, you know, and then they stuck a name to it, New Beat. Rock to the beat, to the 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 rock to the beat. I used a lot of different names, and I don't think it was a very good idea, but I didn't really have much of a choice because we made so many records and we tried to be as diverse as possible. So not too many records sound... I mean, when we made a track that sounded slightly different from the other ones, we'd stick a new name to it. What did we have? There was 101, Miss Lie, Jade for You. So many, I don't even remember. My memory is gone. And people would tell me, it's confusing. You're never going to get famous if you're going to have 25 different names. And they were right, of course. But I don't know, it seemed to make sense at the time, you know. I was so proud to be part of that scene. At that time, I didn't quite realize. I didn't understand what the big deal was. New Beat was not my style of music at all, really. I was a disco girl, you know. And then I was thrown into this thing, and I couldn't believe people could like anything as boring as that. Just a 4/4, boom, boom, boom. Very slow, actually, with some spoken words on it. Not too many, for God's sake. Let's not have people sing to it. I'm a singer, so I was really frustrated. So, but looking back, I'm just so happy that I was part of that scene. And that when they talk about New Beat, they will talk about me. It's not an ego thing, but just to tell kids today. You know, kids today, they're too young to have seen it, and now they're sort of going to their parents' records and they're like, what's this? What's this?
I want to take the early morning train to a foreign country with less rain. I want my friends to come along. I guarantee we'll have great fun. I want to go to sand and sea. Want to get away from this misery. I want to make love on golden sand and walk around hand in hand.
New Beat quickly evolved into techno. It sort of happened automatically because these slow beats were very interesting. But from then on, you could only go up. Faster beats, louder noises, creating a wall of sound with synths, and it was actually, it's normal it turned into techno. And Maurice Praga-Khan and I, we found Oliver Adams. And then we formed a team, the producers team, very strong team, MNO, Maurice, Nikkie, Oliver. And we started to produce things like, you know, Praga-Khan featuring Jade for You. Then there would be an Oliver Adams track. Then there would be a Digital Orgasm grew out of it as well. And we just became really good at producing techno. Yeah, somehow we got it, you know?
Join me in my dream, my trip to fantasy. I'm floating on the waves. All is quiet.
I have to be honest and say, when I got out of the music, got out of the music business, but I had my studio, and I was a little bit frustrated at the time. And people started to call me to come and sing on their trance records, young producers. And I took a lot of those jobs, little jobs. They wouldn't even let me write my own lyrics. No, because nobody wanted to give anything away anymore. That's how far it got, you know? And their lyrics were so bad. Not in the least, I'm sorry, from some German producers, oh my God. You know, and I would be sitting there with this paper in my studio, reading these lyrics that's in very bad English as well, and I couldn't even be bothered to correct it. That's how low I sank. That was the lowest of the low, I swear. And again, I had to use this voice. And again, it was about the universe collapsing or whatever. And then one day, I felt like a whore. I started to feel like a whore, a cheap one. And that's when I completely broke down, I think, and said, no more. Finished. Now we have to break it. I want to break free. Don't break your neck, huh? Now I'm into exploring my vocal possibilities, which means I'm now much more into improvising, making soundscapes, making jungle noises. I can tweet like a bird with a wonderful group of people, with a really wonderful group of people. Overtone, undertone. Only people who are into it will know what I'm talking about. And it's all just very quiet. We start at a quiet place. And sometimes from this quiet, we get into chaos because it's all improvised. You never know what's going to happen. And then it dies down again. It's highly meditative. And I think if I still have fans from before, I think they're either going to be shocked and they will laugh at me, or they'll say, you know what? She's cool. She's one cool chick because she does what she does, and she explores and she tries different things. But you know what? I'm doing it for myself. Back in '97,